Hey guys, how's it going? My name's Clonks and welcome back to another episode of my FC 25 Southampton Career Mode series. If you missed the last episode or any other episodes from the series, the link to the previous video and then a separate link to the series playlist will be in the description down below, so head back and check it out now so you don't get any spoilers as we head on in to this episode. But for those of you who did see the last episode, you know that we had our first Premier League game of the save, but also the new season, and it didn't start off great. We actually lost to Hull, who came up with us last season by the playoffs. Arguably the easiest game of the season because it was at home against, the team that came up third in the championship last season, but we did go down to a 2-1 defeat, so not a great start. Today we do have another 2 Premier League games as well as a Carabao Cup game which we're going to sim. So we're going to play the 2 Premier League games, one against Brentford, which we will start off with soon against at Brentford, and then we will play Newcastle at home as well before then having deadline day. And speaking of deadline day, we do have a couple more transfers we do want to do, so I will show you what I'm planning on doing once we've played this Brentford game. So we'll get the Brentford game out of the way first, and then we will have a look at what we want to do with regards to transfers. Okay, so we'll jump straight into this Brentford game next then. So this is our lineup for it. We actually did sign Omari Hutchinson at the end of the last episode because we weren't too pleased with Cunha in that cam position as a starter. I think he'll do a better job rotation, but we wanted to sign another cam anyway. It was just whether or not it was going to be Hutchinson or somebody that would play backup to Cunha, but we decided that Cunha is going to be backup and Hutchinson is going to start, so he gets his debut today against Brentford. And I shall show you the Brentford team in a sec, but before we jump into it, this is a good time to remind you guys that if you do enjoy this episode, please remember to leave it a like and subscribe so you don't miss anything else from this series and my channel. And let's go and pick up our first 3 points of the season against Brentford, because we really need to after that defeat against Hull. So this is the Brentford team then. If I'm being honest, they haven't really done much in the first season and this transfer window, so the team is fairly similar to their real life team. They've obviously gone and signed Kelleher from Liverpool, so he is their starting goalkeeper. Ajur is still there playing right back, Van der Berg still there playing centre back, Collins playing centre back, and then Rico Henry as the left back. So the back 4 are pretty much the same as they currently have in real life. They have gone and signed Martin de Roon, who was playing in one of the CDM roles, and then obviously Christian Norgaard's still there playing on the other side. Wissa starts on the right, so he is still at Brentford. Lewis Potter on the left. Damsgaard still there through the middle, and they have actually signed Yusufa Mokoko, so he is in the striker position starting up front, a very dangerous threat. And then this is the bench then, pretty much similar, nobody really new. Maybe Ed Millicent Jr., I don't believe he plays for Brentford in real life, but other than that, the rest of the team are pretty much their current team, so they haven't improved too much. In fact, they might have gone a little bit worse because they have lost Mbuemo and a few other players, but that doesn't mean that they're a bad team. They're still a very strong team. I need to take them off because I was obviously made their team, so I need to do that. Anyway, yeah, so it's going to be a tough game anyway, so let's go and get these first 3 points of the season, hopefully. Hutchinson plays it out to Dan James. Hutchinson's carried on his run. We'll try and get it back to him. Oh, Omari Hutchinson's won the ball back. He's still got it. He's going to have to cut back. Fernandez on the edge of the box. Takes a strike and it goes wide. That's the first chance of the game. Nothing too threatening. It was actually, the ball didn't sit up right for Fernandez, but so far it's been a very even game, which is okay for us because we're playing away at a Premier League side that have been in the Premier League for a few seasons now, so I'm quite happy with that. But we need to do a little bit more if we're going to get away with the 3 points in this one. Inside to Damsgaard, plays it to Mokoko, using his good feet. Well, it's a good strike, and Ramsdale is forcing the save, so that's Brentford's first chance, and we've given a cheap corner away. And they've got another chance to maybe do something from this attack. Damsgaard taking the corner. It's going to be headed by Wissa, but Ramsdale is there, and it remains 0-0. Lewis Potter into Makoko. Good tackle, Howard Bellis. Although Makoko has still ended up with it, and he's played into Damsgaard, and he's done me, and he scores. Oh, fortunate the way the ball fell back to Makoko. Greaves, or was Howard Bellis, I think, went in for the tackle. But somehow Makoko ended up with it. He plays a pass into Damsgaard. Damsgaard with a really nice bit of footwork to just completely sell Greaves. And then put it past Ramsdale. And we do go 1-0 down again. Out of nothing, really. It's been a very even game. But Brentford have got the lead. And we have to come from behind for the second game in a row. Damsgaard into Makoko. Ball out to Lewis Potter. Here come Brentford again, looking dangerous. Ball into Makoko. Lays it off to Damsgaard. And he makes it 2. And just like that, we've been hit with a 1-2. Both a brace from Damsgaard. I'm very disappointed for our end because I don't think we deserve to be 2-0 down. But that doesn't matter. We are 2-0 down and we've got to do something about it. The ball, it was just a cutback and a strike. He's in way too much space. I don't know where the defenders are. And just like that, Damsgaard and Brentford make it 2-0. And we are heading for our second defeat of the season unless we can pull the rabbit out of the hat. Walker-Peters, good pass into Dan James. Try and get it to Archer. We will get it to Archer. He's still got it. We'll play that ball across. Somana's there and he's put it wide. First chance of the second half and Somana's got to do better. We've not been great in this game, to be honest with you. It's not been a great start to the season, has it, so far in this game and a half. And we've got to be finishing chances like that because they are going to come few and far between, I think, in this Premier League season because a lot of teams are going to be better than us. So we need to start taking chances when they come. Can they get a third goal and completely kill this game off? It's been played short to Makoko. Bit of footwork to get around me. He's done me again. And he's playing into Damsgaard, who's on a hat-trick. Norgard into Visser. Good block. Howard Bellis gets it away. So Mana plays the ball to Dan James. And now Dan James can use his pace on the break. Can he get round Agier? He can. We'll try and get this back post. What a cross. We'll bring it down. Cameron Archer. Good save. And just like that, we come on the break. But we cannot put it past the goalkeeper. He had so much time to slot that away. He didn't. We're still on the attack. And Brentford do get it away eventually. So just like that, it is still 2-0. And we really should have scored then. Damsgaard out to Visser. Back inside to Damsgaard. Back out to Visser. Into Makoko. This is 3. We're getting torn apart by Brentford. And it is 3-0. A big slap in the face for us. We've been brought down to earth. Premier League is not going to be anywhere near as easy as... Well, I say easy. The Championship's never easy. It wasn't easy last season. But we were a strong side last season. This season, we are far from that. We are definitely a relegation battling team. And the way this season started, who knows, we might go straight back down. Still got it. We'll actually play that to Amari Hutchinson. Takes a strike. Good save by Kelleher. And we can't even get a consolation. Makoko then plays it off to Damsgaard. Nice pass back to Makoko. Into Shard. Good save. But it should have been 4. Brentford are absolutely tearing me apart. I cannot deal with it. Into play. They're still coming at me. We do get it away eventually. And we can come on the break now with Dan James. Good first touch would be nice, but a good tackle by Collins. And it is still 3-0. But like I said, this is going to be a defeat. And we need a lot of improvements if we are going to be competitive this season. Damsgaard, Makoko, 4-0. Game over. Zakunya, Dan James. Still James. He's got to score here. And he does. We do get a consolation. But like I said just now, game is over. Dan James gets a consolation goal. But I want the ref to blow the final whistle in this one because it has been a poor performance. No, good header down Visser into Makoko. Good tackle. No, we've headed straight back to them. It's Kevin Shard. Ball into Makoko, who's on a hat-trick. Is he going to get it here? I think he is. Oh, and he puts it wide. But that is going to be the game. It should have been 5, really. I don't know how that is in 5. We're making some changes. They're not really going to matter, because as soon as I kick this, the ref's going to blow his whistle. And we are going to go down to a very heavy defeat here at the Brentford Community Stadium. Not a good result. 2 gains, 2 losses, and we've got another tough game coming up against Newcastle, so we definitely need to do some business before then. So let's head and have a look at what my plans are with regards to transfers, because we need some more firepower. Right, the first thing that we need to sort out is this left-hand side, because obviously we've only got Sulemana and Edozie at the minute, so we definitely want to sign someone. We did obviously try and sign Illing Jr. on loan, but Aston Villa weren't willing for that to happen, so we had to reassess what we wanted to do. We've had a look at a couple of players, especially some Bournemouth players. Obviously Bournemouth got relegated last season, so they are currently in the Championship, and they've got some players that are definitely Premier League quality. So I think what my plan is, I'm hoping, because I have mentioned briefly before that I would love to sign Mavididi from Leicester, but I don't want to do that this season. That's why I was hoping to get a loan in, so then next season, hopefully we can do better than Leicester, and then we could sign Mavididi. So far, it's not looking very good, because we haven't had a very good start to the season, but it's still early days. So I'm going to go and try and sign Sinisterra, I believe is what I'm going to do, on loan. I'm going to try and loan him. If we can't get him on loan, then I might look at Odobert, is it? Yeah, Wilson Odobert from Spurs. If we can get him on loan, that'd be great. If we can't get him on loan, then we will then probably just go ahead and sign Sinisterra, because he's only worth about 8.8 million, so we can definitely go ahead and do that, and we could still maybe sign Mavididi next season, because Sinisterra can also play on the right as well, which is good. Can Odobert play on the right? He can as well. So yeah, so we'll try and loan Sinisterra, and Bournemouth are willing to do it, so that is great. Thank you for that, Bournemouth. I'm very happy with that. So if we can get Sinisterra in for 1 year, see what impact he can do, and like I said, next season then we can reassess to see if we want to get Mavididi in, or maybe even sign him on a permanent if he does a really good job for us. So can we just pay half his wages? I'd be happy with that. They are happy with that, so hopefully we can get Sinisterra in on loan, which is a good start. The other thing I wanted to do was sign a backup centre-back. Now again, I would ideally like to loan one in. The players we were looking at were Ben Godfrey and what's his name? Forgotten his name. Gone blank. Lloyd Kelly. Lloyd Kelly, though, I think would want to be a starter, so I don't think I'm going to go for him, because we are looking for a backup. Now, I believe maybe Godfrey might want the same, but I think I might be able, I'm hoping I can loan Godfrey in, which I can. Everything is going up our way in this one, so we can get 2 loans in, which is fantastic. We'll only have 1 year. And what's his wages? Again, I'm happy to do 50-50, which he is happy with that. So it looks like they were going to get 2 loan players in, which is fantastic, which is exactly what we wanted. And the next thing I am also going to do is make a permanent signing. I am going to bring in James Ward-Prowse. I asked if any Southampton fans were against Ward-Prowse, and I got some feedback saying that you'd 100% want James Ward-Prowse to come back. So I am going to go ahead and do that. We are gonna try and sign him on a permanent. So board reckon I could get him for about 10 million. So let's go and offer that. I think I'll offer about. Tell you what, I'm going to be a bit cheeky and see if they are willing to give him for 9.5. They want Kyle Walker-Peters. Well, they're not getting Kyle Walker-Peters. What about 9.9, which is what the board said? 10.2, fine. There we go. So we are going to go ahead and bring in James Ward-Prowse now as well. So that's really good. So this could be 3 really good signings that we are making. Obviously the loans haven't gone through yet. It just depends on whether the players want to come. But I shouldn't see too much of an issue there. I'm hoping James Ward-Prowse will take rotation. I had a feeling he'd want important. We'll play him. So yeah, he can have important. He won't be playing every game, but he will be utilised, so that's not too bad. His current wage is 71,000. I'm quite happy to match it. Actually, I might even be a bit cheeky and see if he's willing to take a bit of a cut if I give him a 210 signing on bonus. He's happy with that. So there is our 6th or 7th signing this season. James Ward-Prowse through the door, comes back to Southampton, and I'm happy with that. So that's all we are going to look to do for now. But I do want to have one more signing that I am looking to make, but I don't think we'll make it till deadline day. So we'll advance now. We don't have the Newcastle game next. We actually have the Carabao Cup game next, but we are going to sim that. So we're going to go ahead and do that next, and then we'll have that Newcastle game following after. Okay, so we've had an offer for Cameron Archer from Brighton. Now, Brighton, obviously, better team than us, a more established Premier League team. Cameron Archer was our top goal scorer last season. They've come in with a very low offer. Again, I am aware that if I go in and ask for 34.2, they're going to walk out for definite. But I do want quite a bit more than 18.7 if we are going to let him go, because my plan was actually to let Archer go. That was what I was going to do, and I was going to try and sign a new striker because I haven't been happy with... Again, Cameron Archer hasn't had the best of starts to the Premier League season, but I think he can grow more into it, whereas Archer, I believe, is probably not quite at the quality that we need for this level. But again, I'm probably going to have to negotiate this. I am going to just double check the Brighton strikers to see who they have, to see whether or not he would even have a sniff at being in that first team. So let me just go and check that quickly. Okay, so I checked the Brighton team and he would definitely start, or at least rotate, because they've got Evan Ferguson and an agent Danny Welbeck. So Cameron Archer would definitely play a part in that squad. So I am going to have to negotiate. So the board records can go between 18.2 and 34.2. They've offered 18.7. I don't want anything less than 25. So I am going to go in and ask for 20. I'm going to go in and ask for 27.5. I'm pretty sure they're going to walk away, but like I said, I'm not willing to let him go on the ship. He was my top goal scorer last season. Now, they are willing to negotiate, so that's good. So they're going to come back with a 23.1. Tension's not too high. So if they can just give me 25 flat, then he can go. They're happy with that. So looks like we are going to lose Cameron Archer now. So we definitely need to replace him. So let's go and have a look at who we'd be willing to replace him with. Like I said, Archer now is probably going to stay, because he is going to be my backup, and we're going to go ahead and try and sign a starting striker. So let's go have a look at our options. Okay, so I've gone ahead and had a look at the striker position. Now, I've got to be honest, there's not a lot of players out there at the moment that I think that we could bring in. But I've started to scout one or two. So we're scouting Evan Nielsen again from Bournemouth. Again, a player who is Premier League quality, so bringing him up from the Championship could be an option that we go ahead and do. Another player that I'm looking at is actually Taiwo Awoniyi, I believe is how you say his name. Now, you might be thinking signing him from Forest is probably not a realistic move, but Nottingham Forest have gone inside a couple of strikers that would definitely start in front of him. They've got Richarlison there, they've got João Pedro there, someone else that I can't quite remember, so I believe that they would all start in front of him, so he could be an option that we do go and take. Again, I'm going to scout him though before I make my final decision on him. We're also looking at Danjuma. Now, Danjuma might be someone that we look to loan from Villarreal. He's had a couple of spells in the Premier League. He's never really hit the ground running, but I think he could do a job for us this season. But again, scouting him to see what he's like. Another option we could go for is Liam Delap. Now, Liam Delap would be a really good signing for us if we went and got him, obviously from Ipswich, who are still currently in the Championship. But I don't know. I just feel like going ahead and signing Liam Delap, although no other teams are really looking at him in game. In real life, he is being linked to better clubs, so I am probably going to hold off from bringing in Liam Delap for now. Another player that we could bring in is Oscarson from Real Sociedad. However, I don't know too much about him. He seems decent. He's got he's really good physically, but then technically he's not as good, and I believe that he's just another Oniachu, to be honest, at the moment. So I do want to sign someone a little bit different from Oniachu. Although in saying that, a player that is, again, very similar to him is Josh Sargent, and Josh Sargent could be someone that we do go for, because I did mention that I would like to go for him. He would be a cheap option. So at the moment, I think those are the only players really at the minute that I would like to sign. Let me just go down and have a look quickly to see if there isn't anyone else. I mean, Tom Cannon maybe from Sheffield United. They obviously went straight back down, so they're in the Championship now as well. He could be a really good signing, to be fair. If you look at him, he's really good physically again. Technically not the worst. He's got good finishing, decent dribbling, so he could be an option. Haji Wright maybe another one. So there are some options on here that we could go for. I'm going to hold off for now until we get the scouts back for these players, because I think I am leaning towards maybe going for Awinini if his overall is decent and he is, his stats are good. So we'll have a look. We'll hold off for now and see what happens. But yeah, we'll advance now towards that Blackburn game, and I'm hoping that our loan signings will come in that time. So I'll actually do it now while you're here, because I believe they should come in before this Blackburn game, he says. And no, they haven't. Right, okay, so yeah, I'll go sort out the team for this then, and then we shall sim through this Carabao Cup game. Okay, so this is the team. We've rotated quite a lot. We're giving some players a go to see if they can do something for us in this Carabao Cup game. With the likes of Armstrong, Edozi's come on, Charles is getting a start, Dibbling at the right, and then obviously our back line is our rotation side. So let's sim this match. We're not going to quick sim, we're just going to have the interactive sim, which is what we're going to do for any game we sim this season, like we did last season. So let's go and see if we can advance in the Carabao Cup. We got quite far last season, so maybe we can repeat that this season. Dibbling, Armstrong, back to Dibbling, back to Armstrong. Really good bit of play, and just before half time, Adam Armstrong makes it 1-0. Really good bit of interplay between him and Tyler Dibbling, and he does finish it off, and we do go into half time 1-0 up. Crossed chance, and we do make it 2. Flynn Downs puts it in after a rebound from the goalkeeper, but we do make it 2-0, and it does look like we are advancing in the Carabao Cup. Headed into the last few minutes now, and it is still 2-0. Does look like we are going to advance now. We've made a couple of changes, and we might get a third. No, we don't, and there goes the final whistle. So we go through with an easy 2-0 victory against Blackburn. Now let's advance towards that Newcastle game, and we should get a few signings through the door before then, hopefully. Okay, so we haven't had anyone through the door yet, but going out the door is Cameron Archer. Cameron Archer heading off to Brighton. A little bit disappointing, considering he was our top goal scorer last season and did a really good job for us, but so far this season hasn't quite cut it. So I'm, a bit bittersweet, I suppose. But anyway, we can't do anything about it. He's going out the door now, and we need to replace him. Like I said, we're going to wait and see what overall these players that we are scouting are, and then we shall make our final decision then on who comes in to replace Cameron Archer. And here's some good news as well. Sinisterra then has been loaned in, so we do have him. He has agreed to join us, so we've got him for 1 season. So that is the left hand side sorted now, and I'm quite happy with that. He's a good player. He will do us a really good job there on that left hand side this season, and who knows, maybe even impress us enough to bring him in permanently, but we shall see. And then here's the confirmation that Ben Godfrey is now in as well, so he has come in on a 1-year deal, as a 1-year loan deal as well, so happy with that. So we are starting to fill out our squad now. We only want to make one more signing now, I believe, which is that striker position, so I'm happy, and we can now focus on trying to get our first 3 points, but it's going to be difficult because we have Newcastle, who are a very strong side and are definitely favourites to win this game, so we can only do our best, and Godfrey will hopefully be involved in this one. I believe he probably will be. I think I might even start him for this one, potentially, but anyway, I'll have a look at the team in a sec. But yeah, and for some reason Archer is coming up now, even though he's already gone. But yeah, so we brought in Godfrey. Godfrey's in, Sinisterra's in. And then, like I said, we just want to sign that striker now. So let's head towards that Newcastle game. Okay, so we've had this offer for Flynn Downs from West Ham. I'm going to just straight up reject it. I look at their squad. He probably would play for them, but I've signed and sold a lot of players now, so we're not looking to sell any more of our first team players, so we are going to reject that now. And like I said, I'm not looking to have to go and replace Flynn Downs, so he is staying at the club. Okay, so we are finally at this Newcastle game, the final game of this episode and our third game of the season. Ramiro in goal for Newcastle. They got Livramento, Hanko, Cher and Hall as the back line. They got Tonali in the CDM role with Joe Willock and Bruno Guimaraes in front of him. They got Roberto Alvarado on the right, Alexander Isak up top, and then Anthony Gordon on the left. And then they do have a couple of lower rated options on the bench. So overall, the team itself, you'd think they would have upgraded a bit by now, but they haven't really. But still a strong side, still a way better side than ours. Sinisterra is getting his debut for us. Oniachu, obviously the only striker. Well, actually Armstrong's also in the team, but I'm going to give Oniachu the start for now until we sign somebody else, and then the rest of the squad is pretty much our starting lineup. We do have James Ward-Prowse on the bench. He did play. He came off the bench earlier on in that game against Blackburn, but this could be his second debut in the Premier League for Southampton. He probably will come on at some point, but anyway, and Godfrey obviously on the bench as well, who we have just signed. It's vital that we win this one. It's going to be difficult. It's probably the most difficult game on paper of the season now against this really strong Newcastle side, but it's a game that we really need to win, because if we lose this one, that's 3 games. Losing 3 from 3 is it's a really, really poor start to this Premier League season. So let's go at least try and get a point in this game. I'd be happy with that. Plays it back to Sinisterra. We'll try and get an early cross in for Oniachu. He is there. Oh, what a save. Oh, how hasn't Oniachu scored? I don't think he could have done anything else. It's just a really good save by the goalkeeper. And the ref blows the whistle. But, huge chance. Huge chance. And like I said, at the minute, we need to start putting these away, because they're going to cost us if we don't. Because we're not going to get many chances, and we really need to start scoring them when they do come. Still Gordon, backheels it to Isak. Isak plays it out to Guimaraes. Across to Gordon, good save Ramsdale, and Isak puts the follow-up in. Ugh. It's just nothing's going right for us at the minute. Everything's going against us. And we go 1-0 down yet again for the 3rd game in a row. It was just... There's nothing Ramsey going to do. It's a really good save. It just falls kindly for Isak, who's not going to miss that. And we've got it all to do yet again. Gordon. Inside to Guimaraes. Isak. Good interception. Greaves has got... Oh, are you kidding me? There's just no words. The fact that the ball has ended up with them is ridiculous. And we've gone 2-0 down again. Like, Greaves is just stupid. And there's nothing I could do about that. We get across and somehow, if anything, I don't know why Gordon took so long to shoot, but maybe Howard Bells should have blocked that, but he wasn't missing it in the end. Easy strike. 2-0 Newcastle. Bullshit. Dan James, early crossing. Oniachu's there, and it's another header that's gone straight into the goalkeeper's hands. He's got to do better with that. That's a really good pass into Gordon, and he's lays that off back inside Willock, and Willock puts it wide. I was ready to say 3-0, but somehow Willock has not put it in. But disappointing from our end. That's come from our chance with Oniachu, who had a really good chance to header it in again, but this time he just put it straight at the goalkeeper. And like I said, we're just not taking the chances when they come, and it's costing us at the minute. But it is still 2-0, and it is Newcastle pushing. Tonali just about puts it wide. I thought that was heading into the bottom corner. As soon as I seen the defender miss the ball, I thought that's in. But lucky enough, it just goes wide. James, good pass into Hutchinson. We'll just take a strike. It's another good save by the goalkeeper. We just cannot beat him at the minute. Fernandez, good crossing actually, a really good crossing. There's nobody there. And Romero ends up with it. We've had our chances in this game. We just cannot beat Romero. Gordon. Isak, back to Gordon, back to Isak, back to Gordon. He's got round me and it's 3. I just can't do anything about the interplay again. Teams are just cutting me apart at the minute. The step up to the Premier League is a big one. It's a real big one, and the players are just, the quality in the play is just ridiculous. We can't do anything, and we're getting absolutely battered by these well-established Premier League teams. And it's been a very, very, very poor start to the season, and it's not looking good for the rest of it. I've just lost my head. I think I'm about to get a red card. I think Sierra on his debut is about to get sent off. I've just lost my head. I don't know why I shouldn't have even done that. I just dived in because it annoyed me that I lost the ball, and we're down to 10 men. 3-0 down to 10 men. 3 games played, 3 losses. Fernandez. So Fernandez deflection, and it is a goal. Every game we can get a bloody consolation, but we can't do anything when it matters. And it is 3-1. A bit of luck then with a deflection, but a good finish. Just a loop over the goalkeeper. Fernandez getting his 2nd goal of the season. But yeah, we are heading for another defeat. So can't really celebrate any goals for scoring at the moment. Gomeres back to Gordon, back to Gomeres, 4-1. They just at the minute, whenever they want to score, they score. They've just gone up the other end and scored. We've conceded 4 goals again, like we did against Brentford. Just cut it back, easy, simple, nothing I can do about it. And a good finish, and we're getting absolutely battered everywhere we go. 2 minutes ago, Newcastle on the attack again. Inside to Willock. Gordon, good save. Ramsdale to miss, stop from being 5, but that's going to be it now. Ref should blow. He does. We go down to yet another defeat. 3 games played, 3 defeats. It's not looking good. It's not looking good. We are in absolute relegation form. I believe we're the only team that haven't even picked up a point yet. And let's be honest with you, the games are only going to get harder. Newcastle again was a team we'd probably expected to lose to, but the manner of the way we lost, exactly the same against Brentford. The way we lost, we got absolutely battered. Not even competitive. We need to sign a really good striker to save our season, I believe. So let's go and try and do that on deadline day. Okay, so we have reached deadline day, and obviously some of our scouts have not come back on some of these players because we looked at them too late. So I am really tempted just to splash some cash out and get Liam Delap in, just because I think we need some quality up top at the minute because we are not performing well whatsoever. He'd obviously be our 2nd highest rated player, be our highest rated outfield player. Obviously Ramsdale being in goal is 82, but other than that I believe our highest rated player is a 78. So we could go and just bring in Liam Delap and just, take a risk on him, because the other player that we'd be looking at is Josh Sargent, but he's a 76. And then Awini, I don't know what his overall is, but like I said, I don't know what it even offers, so it'd be going in blind which I'm not too sure is the right move at this current stage, because we definitely need to sign someone who is going to be a strong player. So even though I did say earlier that it's not realistic to go in for Delap, and we've already signed 2 players from Ipswich, to be fair, in Hutchinson, and obviously last season we signed Greaves. Okay, so what I've decided to do, I'm going to try and go in for Awini. I think it's a more realistic move. I don't know what his overall is, and obviously I don't know what to even offer, but I'm going to go in blind and see what happens. It might be the wrong move. I just don't think Delap is a realistic enough move to go for. Again, I don't even know where to start. This could be like way too low, could be too high. I'll go in with 8.5, see what they say. They say it's a reasonable offer, so I'm worried that is a lot. I'm worried that I've gone in way too high there. I don't know what his overall is. Okay, so even though we had that deal accepted, I do not want to risk going in for him with, I think he's actually a lower overall than I first believed, so I'm not going to go and try and sign him. We're going to go in for Evan Nielsen. Now, Evan Nielsen is a player that I know is at least a 78. He might even be an 80 at this point. So we are going to go in for him. So I think I'm going to have to pay quite a lot for him. I'm going to go in for... Again, let's go 12. Yeah, see, that's way too low, and I'm not going to be able to go in for him now. Everything is sort of pointing at Delap now, isn't it? Nothing else is working. Like I said, I've gone in on 2 players blindly now, and they've kind of been the complete opposite, where I think I've paid too much for Awini, and obviously I didn't offer enough for Evan Nielsen, so they've walked away. So I'm going to bite the bullet, and I'm going to splash the cash a bit and bring in Delap. Like I said, I hope you guys agree with this move. Like I said, I believe that it might be something that a team would go and do, judging by how the season has started. We're going to go in with a 28 million offer. They want 29.4 plus a sell-on bonus. If any, do you know what? I might, because I'm taking a lot of players away from them. Do I offer them Onuachu and rotate with Adam Armstrong? I think I am. I think I'm going to offer them Onuachu and give them 25 million. Remove sell-on clause. There we go. I clicked the wrong thing. They don't want Onuachu. Okay, they just want 28.8 million. Fine, we'll play it. Okay, Onuachu will stay and he will be the rotation. But yeah, we're just gonna bring him in. He's gonna be definitely, obviously, by far our best player. But I think we need a quality striker. We'll say important. He'll probably want crucial. That's fine. You'll get it. He'll definitely be our main player up top. We'll offer him a 3-year deal. He wants a 5-year. Okay, that's fine. We'll give him that. Yeah, no release clause is fine. And wage-wise, obviously he's on 20,000. We will increase that by quite a bit, and we'll actually give him an 80,000 contract, which I'm hoping he'll be prepared to sign. He is. So yeah, we've brought in Liam Delap after all. Like I said, I didn't want to, in that. I don't know if it's the realistic move, because other teams realistically would be going in for him, but nobody has got in for him yet, so maybe it is realistic. Should an 80 rated Liam Delap be playing in the Championship? I don't think so. So yeah, we brought him in, and I am guaranteeing you now that this is the last Ipswich player that I'm bringing in. Okay guys, I am not going to keep signing Ipswich players. This is the final one. But like I said, I needed someone of his quality up top, because we've had a very poor start to the season. So that's what I'm spinning it on. I believe that a team, like I said just now, a team that's struggling would look at Deadland Day and go, right, okay, we need to spend money and we need to spend big. So let's have a look at what we can get in. And looking at it, Delap was the player to bring in, so he's going to come straight into a starting lineup, and Onuachu will drop to the bench. Going to give Onuachu a bit of a run out again. He's not been ideal so far. If he doesn't live up to expectation, we do have Adam Armstrong waiting in the wings to rotate with Delap, which is what we were going to do, because we tried to obviously offer Oniachu, but it didn't work. We're not going to go in for Awini now, so that's fine. So we have signed our players. Everyone that we want to sign in is in now. We're not going to make any more signings, so let's advance through deadline day, and hopefully we can end up keeping most of our players, because like I said, I'm not really looking to sell anyone now, because we've done a lot of transfer business in this window. So ideally we don't want to sell anyone unless it's an offer that we definitely cannot refuse. We are going to keep all our players now. So yeah, I'll advance, and if anything happens I will cut to it. If not, we shall have a look at the transfer roundup. Okay, so we're into the last hour of the transfer window, and we've had one offer from Crystal Palace for our backup goalkeeper Bazinu. They're a loan to buy, but we're just going to reject it because, like I said, there's only 1 hour to go and we're not looking to get rid of our backup goalkeeper, so that should be it. So we'll just advance now until the end, and like I said, then we will have a look at all the transfer business that has been done before we end the episode. As always, there's always an offer just after the transfer window closes. Bestitas, I believe, coming in for Dibbling. We're just going to reject that because, like I said, the transfer window is over, and I'm not looking to let Dibbling go because he is going to be my backup right mid this season. So yeah, like I said, let's head towards that transfer roundup. Okay, so here are the transfer deals then. So PSG, I believe they spent big last season. They're definitely the big spenders in this save. They've signed Militao from Real Madrid for 112 million, and also they've signed Victor Gyökeres from Sporting for 103 million. So big transfer deals there. Man City have sold Gvardiol to Napoli. Chelsea bought Vivian from Atletico Bilbao. PSG have then sold a player to they sold Ousmane Dembele to Leipzig for 85.9, and then they've signed Fernandes from Chelsea for 79.3. So PSG just absolutely mad. Boniface has gone to Inter for 74 million, and Thuram's gone the other way for 67 million. Hernandez signed for Man City for 66.3. Pulisic has gone to Atletico Madrid. Van der Ven has gone to Leipzig. Alisson has gone to Tottenham. That's an interesting one. Havertz gone to Liverpool. De Bruyne gone to Atletico Madrid. Zubimendi's signed for Tottenham. Griezmann signing for Aston Villa. I did see that earlier on, so that's an interesting one. Some other deals going through, including Jota going to Bayern. Tabsoba's gone to Sevilla. Newcastle have signed Kim Min-jae. Ignacio has gone to Atletico Bilbao. Harvey Elliott's gone to Monza. That's an interesting one. Kirkes has signed for Atletico Madrid from Championship Bournemouth. So Bournemouth losing a lot of their players, obviously getting relegated. Very surprisingly, we obviously signed Sinisterra from them. Tell's gone to Sociedad. And here's some other deals. Sandro Martinez heading to Tottenham from Manchester United. Interesting. And yeah, I'll just scroll down now. So if you want to have a more in-depth look, like always, I will scroll down now until I hit around about the 10 million mark. So if there's anybody that you are interested in seeing, like I said, just feel free to pause it as I scroll down a bit quicker now just to get through it. Here's some of the lower end deals then as we head towards 10 million, and as always, if anybody does want to see below any more deals lower than that, then just let me know and I shall show you briefly in the next episode. Speaking of which then, we have got a tough one again in the next episode. So we've got a played game against Leicester, a simmed game against Manchester United. We will maybe play that game or sim it, I don't know, and then we'll definitely play the Everton game. So we might have either 2 played games and 2 sim games, or if I do decide to play that Carabao Cup game, I'll see how I feel. It might depend on how these games go, because we've had a very, very bad start to the season, and we definitely need to go and pick up 3 points against Leicester in that next game. And then if we can get 6 from 9 in these games against if we can beat Everton and beat Leicester, and then obviously I'm not expecting to pick up anything from the Man United game, then I'll be happy. But we definitely need to pick something up, because we are still the only team yet to pick up a point. I'll show you the table next before we end the episode. So this is how the table is looking, and we are right down there. We are 20th. We haven't picked up a single point. Only team yet to do so. We've conceded 10 goals in the process as well, which is not good. Chelsea currently top of the table. But yeah, like I said, it didn't start off well with that loss against Hull in the last episode, so it's continued into this episode, where we've played another 2 games and lost them both. So 3 games played, 3 losses. Not great, and that's why we need to head into that next game with a win. But I'm happy with the transfer business we have done. We've signed Liam Delap now as our starting striker, so hopefully he can repay the faith that I've put into that transfer in the next episode and pick up a couple of goals as we head into those games. But yeah, that's where we shall end this episode then. If you guys have enjoyed, please remember to leave a like and subscribe so you don't miss anything from this series and my channel. And yeah, like I said, not ideal, but we can only do what we can, and hopefully what we can do is pick up 6 points in the next episode at least. But I shall see you in that episode. I've been Clonks. Take care.